Welcome to this mini training on how I process my emotions without turning to food. I've been wanting to do this live stream for a hot minute now, and in fact, when I had my son actually a month ago, today's his very first birthday, can't believe he's 1 month already. After having my son, there was so many different emotions that I was feeling. And I have gotten really good at feeling, coping, managing, processing all of the different emotions that I feel without using food to comfort myself, without putting meaning towards the emotions that I'm experiencing. And I want to talk to you guys about how you can start processing your emotions without turning to food, because we're not taught this. You don't go to school and they say, when you feel stressed, do this. If you're feeling anxious, here is a nervous system regulation technique for how you can process your stress and overwhelm. We're not taught these emotions. We're not taught even how to feel our emotions. We're not taught how to process them. And so I want to share with you how I've been navigating a bunch of different emotions over the past month or so in a very regulated way. So the first thing is I actually wanted to do this live stream probably like 2.5 weeks ago. But here we are doing it now because life likes to life. And if you feel like, everything needs to go perfectly as planned, you got to just laugh at yourself, because life is always going to life. And when you have a plan, you got to kind of throw it out the window sometimes and go with the flow, because this is just life. So the first thing that I do when I experience any type of emotion is I do not put meaning on that emotion. So whatever emotion it is, whether it is stress, whether it's overwhelm, whether it is sadness, whatever emotion I feel, I do not label it. I don't say this is a bad emotion, this is a good emotion. I don't put meaning towards it. Because here's the problem. If you feel stress and you tell yourself, this is a bad emotion, I shouldn't be feeling this way. If you feel like you're experiencing an emotion that you shouldn't be feeling, or it's wrong to feel, you're going to want to get rid of that emotion. And oftentimes people put stress and overwhelm on this level of like, these are the bad emotions, don't feel those emotions. And then happiness and joy and peace and calmness are good emotions. But that is very dangerous. It's very dangerous when you do that. Because when you feel the joy and the happiness, you're like, oh, everything is so good. And then when you feel the depth of the sadness, the depth of the stress, the depth of the overwhelm, you're like, I can't handle this. You're labeling these emotions as good and these emotions as bad. And when you do that, again, with the quote unquote bad emotions that you're experiencing, you're like, I shouldn't be feeling this way. I have to get rid of them. They're bad. I shouldn't be feeling this. And this is where you go into the pantry. This is where you eat to make yourself feel better, because you feel like you shouldn't be feeling those emotions. I don't put emotions on pedestals. They're all actually on one level. It's not better if I'm happy and it's worse if I'm stressed. Now that's huge. Do we want to feel stressed? Do we want to feel overwhelmed? Nobody wants to feel those emotions. But I don't label it as bad. We are human beings, you guys. We experience 900 million emotions every single day. Within a 10-minute time period, you could be happy, having a breakdown, stressed. I feel calm. Oh, I feel anxious. Oh, don't forget to do this. You can feel all different emotions within a 10-minute time period. We are human beings that are going to experience emotions. And so emotions are just energy in motion. Don't put meaning towards them. Don't say these are good emotions and these are bad emotions, because also when you do that, when you feel good, you tend to eat good. When you feel like crap, you end up eating like crap, because you've linked, well, I already feel like crap because I'm already stressed and this is a bad emotion. I feel crappy. So let me go and eat foods that don't make me feel good. I'm happy. I feel good. Okay, well, then we got to eat good. Right? Like oftentimes when you're really, really, really happy, sure, you might celebrate with food. There's also some people that do that as well too. It's like for every emotion you're eating, whether you're happy, sad, joyful, stress, it's like food's your go-to. But you often aren't really happy and you're like, I'm going to eat a whole cake. It's often when you're feeling these emotions that you're labeling as bad, overwhelm, and stress, where you go and eat foods that maybe aren't in alignment with your higher self, your badass, unstoppable self. So let's put all emotions on like an equal playing field. And there's not, these are the good emotions and these are the bad emotions. The next thing that I do is I don't judge myself for how I feel. Maybe you have been told, why are you upset? Don't be so upset. Nobody else is upset. Why are you making this such a big deal? Maybe you have been told, oh, you're so emotional. Why do you cry all the time? You're so emotional. Nobody else is crying. Why are you crying? Maybe you've heard this from family members, a parent, a friend, a teacher, a coworker. You're emotional again? Why are you crying? Stop crying. Stop crying. And then that made you shameful for how you feel. That made you afraid to feel. Okay, hold it together. I can't cry because it's wrong if I cry. I was told that I make everything a big deal. So like, okay, come on, get it together. Don't be upset. Don't cry. Don't show emotion. Don't shed a tear. Come on, even though you're really sad, just hold it together. I'm okay. Yes, I'm okay. If you have ever been told you're too emotional, you're too much, why are you so upset? You take things so seriously. Come on, no one else is upset. You shame yourself when you feel sad and no one else is sad. You feel like ashamed. You judge yourself for feeling the way that you feel. Your emotions are valid. Doesn't matter how anyone else feels. Everybody else can be completely fine and you are not okay, and that's perfectly okay because we all process things differently. We all feel differently. And if you're upset, you're upset. How you feel is how you feel. How you feel is completely valid. Your emotions are completely valid. Nobody can tell you you shouldn't be feeling that way. If you feel that way, you feel that way. And I would say I'm actually an emotional person. Like I feel. And many of you guys, I'm sure, are probably empaths, right? It's like you don't just feel your emotions, but you also take on other people's emotions. So if you see somebody else is sad, you feel sad, right? It's like, are you okay? Right? If someone else is hurting, it's like you feel that because you care. You're an empath. You feel other people's emotions. And I would be emotional a lot of the times. And I have been told multiple times, like, you're so emotional. You're so dramatic. Or like, I feel the tingle in my body. Like I feel the emotions running. Yes. And that's when you have to let yourself feel. Oftentimes, like we feel the emotions bubbling up and then we hold ourselves back. Come on, be strong. No one else is crying. Everyone else is fine. So like, just get your shit together. And when you don't let yourself feel, the emotions get trapped in the body. The emotions get trapped and stagnated in the body. And I used to have a mentor and she would say, you would become emotionally constipated. You'd become emotionally constipated, where it's like the emotions have built up and built up and built up, and you literally feel constipated. And eventually the emotions become so strong that you can't handle them anymore. And so you don't just go into the pantry and say, I'm going to have a little tiny little piece of dark chocolate. These emotions have been building for so long. You're overwhelmed. You haven't processed the emotions from a week ago, from 2 weeks ago, from a month ago. And so you're overloaded with all these different emotions, and then you go and you overdo it. The ice cream, that I'm going to have this, I'm going to have this, I'm going to have that. Because the emotions have built up over time, all because you are judging yourself for how you feel. I don't judge myself for how I feel. I let myself feel how I feel. If I am really overwhelmed one day, I don't say, come on, Lorna, why are you so overwhelmed? Like, you should be able to do all these things and not feel overwhelmed. I say, I feel freaking overwhelmed right now, and that's perfectly okay. There's a lot going on right now, and that's okay. I feel sad right now. That's okay. Where are you judging yourself for how you feel? Are you comparing yourself? Oh, well, this person has 4 kids. This person works 2 jobs, and they're able to navigate everything, and they're not overwhelmed. So, like, what's wrong with me? Well, this person is able to do it. Like, what? All my coworkers aren't crazily stressed and emotional eating. Like, what the heck is wrong with me? You are comparing yourself to somebody else who's actually not even in the same position as you. You think your lives are the same, and they're not. How you feel is how you feel. So I don't judge myself. I don't shame myself. I don't say, you shouldn't be feeling this way. I let myself feel. And because I let myself feel, I heal. In order to heal, you need to feel. And if you don't feel because you're judging yourself, I'm fine. Yeah, I promise I'm okay. Has anyone ever asked you when you are not okay, are you okay? And you're like, I'm okay. I used to do this a lot because I used to shame myself. And so people would know that I was not okay. People would ask me, is everything okay? Yeah, everything's fine. My body language was like screaming, I am not okay. But I'm just going to say I'm okay because I feel like that's the answer that I should say. So yes, everything is fine. And my whole body language was like, girlfriend, you're not okay. Stop saying you were okay when you're not okay. When somebody even asks you, like, how was your day? We're so accustomed to say it's good. And I'm not saying if somebody asks you how your day goes, okay, do you have 25 minutes? Because let me tell you a story about how this happened and this happened and this happened. It's not about that. But it's also being okay with sometimes not being okay. Sometimes this is about just saying, like, I'm actually really overwhelmed right now. I used to judge myself. I used to be like, I can't say that I'm overwhelmed, or I can't say that I'm stressed because, like, I should be able to do all these things and not feel stressed. I should be able to do all this and not feel overwhelmed. You don't get a freaking sticker by saying you can do it all and you're fine, and then deep down you're burnt out, you're overwhelmed, and your mental health is suffering. You don't get a sticker for that. So I feel how I feel. I don't judge myself for how I feel, and I don't put emotions on a pedestal. The other thing that I do that has been tremendous, especially the past month or so, and I've actually had really deep conversations with the clients that I work with in my academy program, the highest level program. And this is where you get personalized coaching with me. And we were having a bunch of conversations about overwhelm and asking for help and not having to do it all yourself. And so what I do is I ask for help. When I'm stressed, when I'm overwhelmed, I don't try to do things myself. I ask for help. And this used to not be the case. I used to be like, I'm superwoman and like I'm this unstoppable badass and I can do it all and I'm so overwhelmed, but like it's fine. I don't try to do it all. I actually don't want to do it all myself. I ask for help. So as I mentioned, I'm 1 month in being a new mom, And there's a lot of things that you have to do. It's a big life transition. And I don't pretend that I can just do it all. I've asked my mom for help. I've gone to my parents' house for help. I've asked Andrew's mom, his brother is here. Like, I have asked for help. And so many people are afraid of this. Like, what are people going to think? Like, are people going to think that I can't do it on my own? I don't care. I will straight up say I cannot do this on my own, but I also don't want to do it on my own, because this is what happened when I asked for support. Today, I went for a walk. Today, I had lunch, seated, feeling calm. I just took a bath for 20 minutes. And I wrote the emails to say that I'm going live. I took a shower. And I'm able to come on and do this live and have energy and feel amazing, and took time for my mental health and went for a beautiful walk. That wouldn't have happened if I tried to boost myself up and be like, I can do it all. Yeah, I'm going to do it all. No, I'm not doing anything. I wouldn't have gone for my walk. I wouldn't have been able to probably take a shower or take a bath or come on this live stream and do something that fills up my freaking soul, like talk to you guys and serve you. I wouldn't have been able to do that. Because I took time for myself, after this, I'm going to go sit with my son and I'm going to be the most present mom. Literally makes me emotional. Because I don't try to do it all myself. Getting help does not mean that you are weak. It actually means that you are the strongest badass that I know. I don't want to do it all myself. I ask for so much help. My mom's doing my dishes. Someone's doing my laundry. Like, I don't care. I ask for help because I actually care so much about myself, my energy. My energy, my time is the most precious thing. And here's the thing. If you actually were somebody who really cared about yourself, really cared about your health, your mental health, your physical health, you actually wouldn't do it all yourself, because that is a recipe for burnout. How are you taking care of yourself if you don't have time for yourself? I deeply care about myself. I have the highest standards for myself. My health is a top priority. My physical health, my mental health, my emotional health is the most important thing. And because that is the most important thing, I ask for support. I don't want to be someone who's overwhelmed and burnt out. I have such high standards for myself that when I feel those emotions, yes, I feel them and I process them, but I do something about it. I don't try to do it all myself. I get support so that I can still take my shower, sit down and eat and do all the things. I've had to let go of control. And I've been doing this for the past few years, but I just want to also share, in the past month, it's been obviously more releasing even more control. I used to, even if I would ask people like my mom to help with something, I would clean my house first and need to be spotless and then come and help. That's counterintuitive. Now it's like, welcome to the shitstorm. Welcome to the shitstorm. And then come and help clean. I've let go of control. Bottles are everywhere. Shit's all over the dishes in the sink. I don't care. I don't care. I would rather go for a walk. I'd rather take a nice long hot shower. Erin says, my husband just got home from work. I'm going to have a shower and read in bed until dinner with the kids. Beautiful, Erin. You're one of the strongest badasses that I know, and I'm so excited for you to have date night on, or date day on tomorrow. Oh my God, tomorrow! I've been thinking about you. I'm like, I need to message you inside of Slack. I'm so excited for you. But, I don't try to do everything myself. Like people have done my laundry. People have done my dishes. And that requires you to release control. People are so afraid to ask for help because what are people going to think? You guys would literally probably fall off your freaking chair if you heard how many times I've asked for support. I don't care. And like in the most loving way, like what I mean by, let me rephrase that because I don't want this to come off wrong. What I mean is, so Friday night, Andrew's mom was here. And on Friday, I was like, okay, Saturday, I want to get a lot of things done. So I asked her to come again on Saturday. She came Friday night. I told her if she can come on Saturday. She already had plans. And so Andrew's brother is here watching our son. Andrew's mom's going to be back on Monday. Everybody is coming on tomorrow. Like, I will ask and I will ask and I will ask, and I'm not afraid to ask for help. Because you know why? People are like, oh, it's selfish. No, it's not selfish. The people that I'm asking, the people that you are asking for support, they are adults, I'm sure. People have the ability to say no. I am not afraid to ask so many times because I understand people also have a life and they can say no, and I would be so okay with that. But I would not be okay if I wish I would have asked and I'm drowning and I'm overwhelmed and I probably shouldn't ask again because I don't want to be annoying. No, I'm not annoying. You're not annoying. People are adults and they can say no. And if they don't know how to say no, well, then they're going to come to my house and I'm going to give them a lesson on how to set boundaries because you need to be able to say no. Or sorry, they have the ability to say no. I told Andrew's mom, I said, I've been asking you a lot, and do not be afraid to say no. Please do not be afraid to say no. I am so open and I say, I need your help, but also if you're not able to, please say no. These are adults that you're asking. And half the time they want to help. Andrew's mom lights up like a freaking Christmas tree when she comes here. But imagine I was like, I can't ask for help. I got to be able to do it all myself. I would be robbing myself of support, but I would also be robbing her of how lit up she gets by coming to help. So it's not just one side. Even, I was talking to one of my badass clients and her husband gets so excited when she asks for support. It's like people want to do things for you. Like people literally want to help you. I've gotten so many messages from people like, if you need anything, like let me know. Like people want to genuinely help you. But if you got your ego and you're like, no, I'm fine, and you're literally drowning, it's not serving you. And it's also not serving other people who actually genuinely want to help you. If you love your family so much, you would get support. If you love yourself so much, you'd get support. I care about myself so much that I am willing to ask for plenty of support. Because I want to be the best mom. I want to be the most present mom. Going for a walk is good for me. It's good for everyone around me. Taking a nice shower, being able to sit down and actually eat lunch. Make a good quality meal for myself. That's the greatest thing that I can do for myself and for my son, for my family. So flip the switch from asking for help means I'm weak and reverse it and say asking for help means I care about myself. I care about my mental health, my physical health, my emotional health, and I care so much about everyone around me, and that's why I'm going to get the support that I need. Don't be afraid to ask multiple times. If somebody is unable to do it, they don't want to do it, they will say no. And again, if they don't say no, that's not on you. They got boundaries to put in place. They got to stand up for themselves. That's not on you. Send them to me and I'll give them a lesson on how to set badass boundaries. If you want to experience the depth of joy, the depth of gratitude, the depth of love and peace and calmness, you also need to be willing to feel the stress, the anxiousness, the overwhelm, whatever other emotions that you feel. You can't expect yourself to feel flying high all the time. If you want to feel these emotions, you have to be willing to feel these emotions. I have felt every emotion under the sun the past week. And I'm so grateful because I've let myself feel the overwhelm. I've felt the most amount of joy in my entire life. But you don't experience the depth of those emotions if you don't experience the depth of maybe the stress that you're experiencing or the overwhelm or the anxiety, the loneliness, the sadness, whatever emotions. You have to let yourself feel it all. It's not, if I feel happy, I'm feeling it. It's like, no, okay, that's fantastic, but also feel the other emotions. That's just like, if you have let's say a week where you feel really good with food and you're celebrating, it's not just celebrating when things are going good and staying consistent when things are going good. It's staying consistent when you've just overeaten. It's staying consistent and still celebrating yourself for being on this journey, even if you've maybe didn't have the best day or you maybe overeaten one night. Comment here said, it's very weird initially because I realized I have been fight or flight my mode all my life due to past trauma. Now I'm grounding and other techniques. These emotions are new. Yeah, and that's another thing too. Like if you're so used to, like I have a client and her job is very, very, very stressful. Very stressful. Like really, really stressful. And so anytime she feels like a sense of calm, she's like, this is weird. And again, you guys, this is so freaking related to binge eating and emotional eating and overeating. It's like oftentimes when you're so used to using food for comfort, you're so used to maybe feeling overly full at your meals. And then one week you haven't overeaten. You went to that social event and maybe you didn't even want dessert. Your body's going to be like, what the freaking heck is happening? Like this feels so weird because it's not familiar emotions. It's not familiar feelings. It's not familiar behaviors. But this is how you rewire your brain. You familiarize yourself with these feelings. You familiarize yourself with the fact that you've gone all week feeling really good instead of freaking out. Like, wait, I'm feeling really calm or I'm feeling really good with food and freaking out. You normalize it and say, of course, I get to feel this good. Of course, I deserve it. Instead of freaking out. You will feel so many different emotions on a day-to-day basis. Stop judging yourself. Stop saying this is a good emotion, this is a bad emotion. Stop trying to get rid of the emotion and stop, for the love of God, stop saying, I don't know how to process my emotions. Food is the only thing that comforts me. If you simply just state the emotion that you're experiencing, you're feeling it. Is there more in-depth processes? Is there nervous system regulation techniques? Absolutely. And that's for another conversation. But what I'm saying is even right now, if you just take a minute to just ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? Oh boy, okay. I'm feeling really overwhelmed. Just that simple awareness can be beneficial. But you tell yourself, you think it's like I need to sit down for 30 minutes, cross my legs with my arms like this. You can't even see it. With my arms like this. I'm falling over. With my arms like this and like sit down and be like, oh, gotta process the emotions. Like, no, you don't have to do some woo-woo shit, okay? Like, yes, we gotta regulate our nervous system. Yes, there's breath work and there's all these other techniques. But stop feeling like it's this daunting, heavy, scary process, because when you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed and then you tell yourself you have to do this like daunting thing to feel, you're not going to want to do it because it feels scary. It feels overwhelming. It feels a lot. And you're like, that seems like too much work. So I'm just going to go in the pantry because I know what works. And I know it takes 3 seconds for me to go into the pantry, grab a chocolate bar, and I'm going to feel better. That you could have done 5 seconds of breath work and felt better and not have the guilt and the shame that came with it afterwards. You can feel through your emotions. Your emotions aren't too heavy. When you tell yourself my emotions are too heavy, you don't bother processing them. And then they actually become too heavy. Then they actually become big, scary monsters. Your emotions are so much easier to feel when you don't wait until you've crashed, when you don't wait until you're emotionally constipated. If you feel as you're going through the day, you check in with yourself. Okay, I'm actually noticing I'm pretty stressed. Hey, I'm actually noticing I'm pretty overwhelmed. And you check in with yourself and you feel the glimpses of these emotions, then it doesn't become scary. But as soon as if you feel stressed and you're like, I shouldn't be feeling this way, you judge yourself, and then you turn to food, not only are you stressed, but maybe now you have guilt because you use food for comfort and you know that that's not something that you want to engage in. And so now you're feeling stress and the guilt. And then now because you're feeling those emotions, you want to get rid of those emotions because now they're bigger. And so you go and you turn to food again because you need to comfort yourself again. And then it's literally this cycle. Feel as you go through. Check in with yourself. Yesterday, when I noticed, like, okay, there's a lot going on, I felt through it. I said, Andrew, let's sit down. We have a conversation. Like, that's another thing too, is like, don't hold this in yourself. Like, even if you have a partner or whoever, a mentor, a lot of my clients, come to me and it's like, I'm feeling these emotions right now, right? It's like, actually verbalize it, be vulnerable, share. Don't pretend you've got it all together. Like, you can share, you can be vulnerable. And when you actually do that, it helps you process. It helps you feel, even if you just share, like, I'm feeling this way. It's like, okay, I've got it off my chest. Yesterday, it's like, I was like, okay, a lot's happening right now. And boom, I got some support for today. I take action. Hopefully things will change. I don't hope, I don't wish, I would say I don't pray, but I do pray. But I don't hope and wish and hopefully things will get better. It's like, I take action. What can I do? Can we put this action in place? Let me get this support. I also have boundaries in place. Even when it comes to my business, people are like, are you taking time off? I'm like, no. I have boundaries in place. I have systems in place. And so I don't feel the need to make a lot of changes. Well, a change is coming in the best way possible. But I don't feel crazily overwhelmed because I have boundaries and I have systems in place. So this is the training that I wanted to share with you guys. Are you putting certain emotions on a pedestal? Are you judging yourself for how you're feeling? Are you afraid to ask for help? All of this is related to why you're using food for comfort. If you don't ask for help, if you're putting certain emotions on a pedestal, when you're telling yourself that these are bad emotions and I shouldn't feel them and I have to get rid of them, you're causing yourself to go into the pantry and eat. I have not used food for comfort in well over 5 years. And it's not because I don't have overwhelm. It's not because I don't feel stressed. It's not because I live a perfect life. It's because I know how to process. It's because I let myself feel. It's because I don't judge myself for how I feel. It's because I ask for help. It's because I don't try to be like, I can do it all. No. I let myself feel, I process, and I don't judge how I feel. How I feel is how I feel. How you feel is how you feel. You're not wrong for how you feel. So, let yourself feel. Whatever emotions. It's like, there's times where it's like, holy moly, this is a lot. But because I feel through that, it's like I also feel the joy, and I feel my son like cuddling up next to me. He like literally puts his arm on me and like we're like cuddling together, and I just look at his face and I just stare at him all day. And it's like I can actually feel the joy and be so present because I let myself feel everything. And thank God I've healed my relationship with food, because also, I might do a post on this, but it's really hard to feel through your emotions when you're thinking about food all day. How can you have the mental capacity to feel through your emotions if food is on your mind 24/7? So a huge reason also why I don't use food for comfort is because I have the bandwidth. I have the capacity to feel every single emotion that comes my way because food is not on my mind. My son is on my mind. My clients are on my mind. Serving you is on my mind. My mental health is on my mind. If food is on your mind 24/7, that's like clogging your mind. You need the bandwidth. You need the capacity to actually feel through your emotions. And you cannot feel through your emotions if food is on your mind 24/7. And so that's another reason why it's very easy for me to not use food for comfort. It absolutely gets better. Someone said, Umi says, does it get better? 2 weeks in, just need food to numb. 2 weeks is not a long time. 2 weeks, it's like, what? I blink. You know, this is a whole other conversation, but it's like, you guys, this is why I have programs that are 6 months and a year long. Like it takes, like, if you actually want to make sustainable changes, people, like, you have to commit long term to this process. You have to be willing to actually, like, commit, go all in. This isn't like I felt my emotion for a day and hopefully I don't use food ever to cope. It's like there's a reason why, like, I have programs 6 months or a year. It's not that it's going to take you that long to see results, but it's like, if you want to do things sustainably and properly, like, we actually need to commit long term. We have to be all in, because a lot of the times people are like, I felt through my emotions, but why am I still using food for comfort? Okay, it's probably not working. Let me pull the plug. But you only gave yourself a week, 2 weeks. So it absolutely does get better. It absolutely does get better. And it becomes so easy. Like, you guys, at the beginning, I used to have to do all these nervous system regulation techniques. And now I can just sit and feel my emotions with literally 5 minutes. Like, not even, like 2 minutes. I've gotten so good at this. But I put in the reps. I put in the reps over and over and over again. I use the nervous system regulation techniques. I practice breath work. I've done all the things. I've, like, tuned in. I've checked in with myself. I've done like getting into my body, like body work. I've done all these things so that now it's like I can feel my emotions like this. I don't even have to do anything crazy. It's like I can just be seated and be like, okay, I'm feeling this emotion. And then literally, and I feel better. Just yesterday, I was feeling all the emotions. I was like, oh my God. Today, I'm like, la-di-da-di-da. You know, because of I was willing to put in the work and put in the reps. It absolutely does get better. Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like a brand new woman, just like with my hair, because I took a shower, took a bath. Anyways, you guys, thank you for being here. I just get so lit up having conversations with you guys, and I hope this was so supportive for you. If it was supportive for you, feel free to DM me and let me know your biggest takeaways. But, you know, processing your emotions doesn't have to be a big, daunting, scary thing. It doesn't have to take a long time. But all these things that I shared about inside of this training is so important. Where are you judging yourself? Where are you shaming yourself? Where are you putting certain emotions on a pedestal? Where are you afraid to ask for help? Oh my God, I can't be a burden. I can't ask. I should be able to do everything myself. No. Because that's when you're overwhelmed, and that's when you're using food for comfort. And you're like, why am I still snacking when I know I'm not hungry? Well, I can tell you. You didn't ask for support. You have 800 things on your to-do list. You're not taking time for yourself. You're judging yourself for how you feel. Like, it all adds up. It all adds up. But I'm going to pop off because I've been on here for about 45 minutes. And I'm going to go spend some time with my son now, because I have the capacity to do so. Because I got help. I went for a walk. I took care of me. You guys, this is, like, so important. Like, this goes beyond food. This is your life. Yeah, Aaron says asking for help is a badass move. It takes strength. It takes so much courage. It takes so much strength. And it used to be so hard to ask for help. And now I'm like asking for help left, right, and center. It's like, I wouldn't be surprised if people are like, okay, you asked for help too much. And I'm like, I'd rather be on that side, you know? So this is your life. We have one life. Someone said to me, like, my mom said to me yesterday, she's like, you know, your son's only going to be this age for so long. And I was like, yeah, like, I'm so grateful that I worked on my relationship with food. I'm so grateful that I have the capacity, the bandwidth, like food's not on my mind. I can feel, I can process, because I can now be so present, like so there, and still do all the things that I need to do and not feel bad about that. So thank you guys for being here. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I'm going to be making an announcement soon. You're going to want to check your email. Not now. Soon. In the next few days. Because there's going to be an announcement coming your way. All right. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And we'll see you guys soon. Okay. Bye, guys.